guys, this is Frenzy, bringing you a game from Intel Extreme Masters Tournament in New York between AcerElfi spawning as the red Protoss in the top position and dkiLLeR spawning as the yellow Zerg in the right position. It's going to be a Zerg versus Protoss on just Metalopolis. I always say MLG Metalopolis. I don't know why. Probably because it's the only version of Metalopolis I ever play. But as we can see, not going to be a fast expansion out of Alfie. We're going to go with a Gateway Cybernetics Core, possibly a 1-gate expand or a 3-gate expand. Doubtful to see that 4-gate come up. Very weak now. It was pretty popular a couple months ago. So, nonetheless, you're going to see a Speedling opening out of killer here. So, I mean, at least it's not a Forge Fast expansion. He'd be pretty far behind with that. Now he's just getting his speed up a little bit quicker than normal, and can put on a little bit of pressure when he does try to take his expansion, possibly delay it for a couple extra seconds, maybe 30 seconds. So it'll help him out. You see this probe just patrolling back and forth, making so that he cannot get his expansion down until Zerglings are out on the map, but they will be out pretty shortly. This Overlord's going to come in and get a good spot of everything, and you don't actually have to move this Overlord until after the Cybernetics Core is down, because it takes him quite a while to actually get out a Stalker or a Sentry to be able to kill this off, so he's moving it at a pretty decent time. And you can get quite a bit of scouting information. See when the second gas goes down with it. So we do see these 4 Lings out now. It is a chrono-boosted Stalker, so we could see 1 Stalker or 2 Stalkers, maybe do a little bit of pressure before Zergling Speed's actually out. But with this Zergling Speed opening, we are going to have to see if he does actually get aggressive, because it could be a little bit dangerous here. And if he goes for a 1-gate expansion, that's a very dangerous build to do when someone already has speed on the way. Because it's very easy to just throw down a Roach Warren and do a Roachling all-in on a 1-gate expand. It's extremely difficult to hold, so the Stalker is out now, and I mean, speed's 3/4 of the way done, only about 20 seconds on that. So he's going to have to be pretty careful with the Stalker. It looks like it is wisely turning around here. And seeing that pylon on the low ground can usually clue you in that it's going to be a 1-gate expansion. And even if it's not, you can still kill off this pylon with a couple Speedlings and do just that little bit of damage. You know, he's already building 8 Zerglings. He knows that he can put on some pressure here and delay that expansion from going down. It looks like he does want to try to put the 3 gateways on the low ground. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this. It is going to help him with a small little wall off here, and it will be a 3-gate expand, just a little bit delayed. So that's definitely a smart move by him. I don't think that killer was going to actually be able to do all that much damage here. He's going to see these gateways and might be trying to do a little bit of damage, trying to poke in here, but the force fields are going to deny these Zerglings entry, and he should be just fine against this. Will kill 1 probe, but that's about it. Not the best trade for killer. Had to make these Zerglings instead of drones, so small wins here for Alfie in the early game. And we actually see a Stargate coming up. Cancelled one of his gateways and threw down a Stargate behind this. And so killer's probably going to assume that he's trying to get his expansion up at a normal time, but in reality, he threw down this Stargate, so we'll have to see if he does scout it and if he gets the proper... He isn't scouting the Stargate, the proper Spore Crawler's up to defend it, but it looks like he is going to come in here, does scout the Stargate, so he will be able to deal with that. And with this Overlord positioning, Alfie actually does not know that it's been scouted yet, so he's going to possibly devote quite a bit to this, might even chrono out some Void Rays and wait before he actually attacks, and dkiLLeR should be able to actually defend this quite well. We don't see Lair going up quite yet. This is actually pretty late for a Lair if you're not going to take a fast third base. He is droning up quite a bit now, and just now starting Lair here. So we do see this Void Ray, and it looks like he is waiting, so he's going to wait for maybe 2 or 3 Void Rays before he actually gets aggressive with this. And since killer scouted it, he should be able to deal with this pretty well. We do see the Evolution Chamber coming down. Actually, it's pretty late, but there are 3 queens out, so he could have been able to deal with this Void Ray if it had came straight over. He's going to have to build a couple Spore Crawlers as soon as this completes, though, because 2 Void Rays can definitely do pretty good work on 3 queens. We do actually see a 4th queen on the way, so we should be fine even without them for right now. And it looks like he is going to get aggressive with these 2 Void Rays and following up with Phoenixes. And we already see the Spore Crawlers going down. 1 in the main base. And going to focus that down, but meanwhile going to lose a lot of the shields on this Void Ray and actually starting to lose some hull damage as well, or hull health as well. Needs to be a little bit careful there. He's not really forcing all that much just to force a cancel on a Spore Crawler. Gonna attack these Zerglings up in the Xel'Naga Tower. They won't be able to do all that much, just kill off a Zergling. And now we see the Phoenix coming in, looking for any Overlords out in the middle of the map here. We do have one Overlord morphing into an Overseer in the top position. He will be able to get a good scout on his opponent from this. And it looks like Elfi just doing damage where he can actually delay this 3rd base from ever going up until Hydras are out, so it'll take quite a bit of time to get Hydras out. Probably won't see a 3rd base till about the 11-minute mark from killer. And are going to slowly take on this Overseer. He's still got a good scout of his opponent. Somewhat worth it. I'm still not sure that Overseers are as good as Overlord speed. For the 50 minerals and 50 gas, it makes all of your Overlords able to scout your opponent anytime you want to. So these Hydras are going to get one of these Phoenixes. He's actually being very careless with his Phoenixes there. Almost losing 2 Phoenixes for nothing. We see this Observer. He's going to come in, get a good scout of his opponent here. And +1 just finishing up now for our Zerg. We have +1 ground weapons for Protoss, almost finishing up as well. And it's going into a pretty standard game. And now Elfi actually trying to match the expansions for the Zerg. If he's actually able to keep this up, he should be in a pretty good position here. However, the Zerg definitely has a timing here. If he gets aggressive, he's pretty far up in supply, and this is the army right now for AcerElfi. Much more fearsome for the Zerg. And it looks like he might be trying to get aggressive. And I think this is the right choice. He won't have Colossus out quite yet, it looks like, for this engagement. And Elfi actually getting very aggressive here, getting a couple nice force fields. Trapping about 4 or 5 roaches, but that's about it. And losing quite a few of those force fields. He still has a few left on these sentries, but needs to be careful here. Needs to wait for these Colossus to start getting out in numbers. And 44 Zerglings in production right now, so that's going to be able to get a nice surround on all of these units. But as this Colossus number reaches 2 and 3, it's going to be very, very difficult for him to actually do some damage here. And pretty nice force field segmenting all of the Hydras in the back here. And dkiLLeR losing a lot of units there for no damage whatsoever. We see these roaches still caught off guard over in this top position. The Zerglings running in for a run-by, going all the way into the main here. And it looks like they're splitting off. A couple Zerglings staying in the natural, and the rest of these Zerglings going to go all the way into the main base, but this Colossus pops out just in time to kind of deal with them. They won't be able to do all that much damage. At the same time, we see the big counterattack into the 3rd base as well. Those Zerglings did get cleaned up into the main base, killed off a couple gateways, but I don't think that damage was actually worth it for killer here. He has set up a pretty nice Muta switch now, building 11 Mutas. So the Zerg up about 30 supply here. We're going to see the Mutas coming in. Quite a few mutas here could do quite a bit of damage. Looking at the income tab, see how many harvesters we're losing here. It looks like about 10 harvesters going to go down in this little engagement here. And these Colossus actually out of position. Could go to work on those. It looks like one might actually fall, but he leaves it alive. It's about halfway dead. Didn't want to lose his mutas for that. And a huge counterattack into the third base at the same time. They're going to focus down this Nexus, and that's going to be huge for killer. Going to force the Protoss on 2 mining bases while he's going up to 4. At the same time, the mutas are focusing down the main Nexus. This could actually be... It looks like he's just going to go for it now. And I don't think this is actually the right decision. He's just losing way too much. I feel like Killer could actually go for a base race and win this game. He's got plenty. Just take a couple of these drones and put down bases on this side of the map. It looks like these probes are going to slowly get away here. So they'll be able to build buildings as well. We see these Colossus falling to these roaches up at the main base. And this Protoss army is going to go to work on Killer's expansions, but there's quite a few roaches up here to be able to defend, and it looks like everything pulling back now. And it's almost 100 supply advantage here for Killer. I think that he's got enough to be able to deal with this army. He's got to wait for all of his units, though. He's going to attack before all of his units actually get in here and do their damage, and it looks like the Colossus are going to fall to the Muta. And from there, I believe there's going to be enough Roach Hydra to be able to clean this up. The GG comes out for Elfi, and Killer goes up 1-0 in this quarterfinals match. We're going to jump into Game 2, so if you want to check that out, go to blip.tv/FrenzyStarcraft, and thanks for watching.